Christian Horner's trouble case has gotten more complicated, and there's a new update from the people looking into it that shocked the whole F1 world. It looks like this problem won't be solved quickly because Red Bull's main bosses from Austria want the lawyers to take their time and figure out what really happened. But is this hurting Red Bull's chances for the future before the 2024 season starts? And what are the bad things that both the team and Horner will have to deal with once the racing season begins? The Friday meeting about Horner's case didn't give the bosses in Austria what they really wanted: a quick end to everything. They wanted to get ready for their car reveal on February 15th and the practice races in Bahrain 1 week after that. But the opposite happened. The outside lawyers, we said this isn't something they can fix with just one meeting. Even though they had to change where the meeting was held at the last minute for reasons nobody knows, it still wasn't enough to close the case with just one meeting. According to Sky F1's Craig Slater, the main thing Horner was being questioned about was that a woman who works for the team said he was being controlling toward her. Horner said this absolutely isn't true over the past few days. But the lawyers don't want to rush their decision because they want to make sure everyone gets to tell their side of the story. The woman who made the complaint will also have to sit in front of the lawyers and answer some really tough questions when they talk about this whole thing. Slater said more about it. I've been told not to expect an answer to this investigation today. I think you're right not to call it a hearing, which is what most people have been calling it. I think this is more like a meeting and an interview with Christian Horner. As I understand it, this will happen in a place in central London today, instead of at the team's headquarters in Milton Keynes, so I'm not expecting an answer today. Clearly it's a very important day. We know that Red Bull is taking this investigation very seriously. There's a claim of bad behavior by Christian Horner from a woman who works for the team. I understand this is about controlling and possibly forcing behavior. That's what we're looking at here in terms of what Christian Horner is being accused of. But the important rule that someone is innocent until proven guilty is still in place. Horner right now is thought to be innocent in this whole case. This might be one of the reasons why the people investigating will take this matter even further. The results of this accusation case are huge for everyone involved. If Horner is found guilty, he will likely see his F1 career end. The woman who made the complaint will probably see her job end not just with the Austrian team but with every F1 team, even though Red Bull wanted their team to start the season with no problems. Craig Slater reported that after the first interview on Friday, Horner would have to do many more of these interviews to protect himself against the accusations made about him. Slater said more. Horner has strongly denied the accusations and is going to work to clear his name. But this could be the first step in a process that could go on for a while. It's the first interview with Christian Horner. There might be a second interview. I think he is ready for that and expects it to be a very long day. For those thinking this could be finished today or possibly before the Red Bull launch on February 15th next Thursday, well, that isn't certain. This is not going to work on a Formula One schedule. It will work on a schedule that's right to get a clear and fair solution for both sides. Obviously, the last thing Red Bull would want to start the season with is a hearing turning into a court case between both sides. But people first thought this could drag on all the way to Bahrain because the investigators made one thing very clear. This investigation won't be a quick fix. It won't be like the FIA investigation on Susie Wolff that was dropped before it even started properly. There was also a belief that the power change is happening right now, and Red Bull had a big impact on why these accusations happened in the first place. We must remember that Horner is the CEO of Red Bull F1 Racing, so there's nobody above him in this ranking. But his part is part of Red Bull GmbH brand in Austria. The complaint was made directly to the main brand and not the F1 Racing part. This means it's either very serious or all of it could be a big plan to get rid of Horner because of the fights between both owners. One is Challar Muvidia, who owns 51% of Red Bull's brand. The other is Mark Mateschitz, the son of the late Dietrich, owning 49% of the company. Horner does have support from the Thai side according to reports, but he doesn't have support from Dietrich's side. This was also seen as a move from Helmut Marko as payback for what Horner reportedly tried to do to the veteran's future in Red Bull late in 2023. But all of this was dismissed by Slater, who said this investigation is definitely not happening because of the ongoing power fight behind the scenes in Red Bull. He added, "If you go online, you'll read a lot about this. I think it's wrong to think about it this way. The guidance I've had from Milton Keynes is that it's not a battle between Salzburg and Milton Keynes for control of this racing team. Remember, this was an organization started by Dietrich Mateschitz, the billionaire part owner of the drinks company. He passed away a few months ago. Since then, Oliver Mintzlaff, the former Red Bull Leipzig executive, has been running the general sporting operation. What it has been explained to me like this: it would be old-fashioned to believe that an investigation like this would be controlled by a power struggle going on somewhere else. You might read stories about Challam potentially stepping in for his friend Christian Horner on behalf of the Thai majority owners of the Red Bull Drinks Company. That's kind of an old-fashioned view of the way F1 power politics used to work. But the trouble in Red Bull is easy to see, and the rumor machine just keeps going. After first reporting about Adrian Newey possibly leaving, who reportedly has a broken relationship with Horner because the team principal tried to make his role in last year's success seem less important, BBC Sports has now talked about another potential shocking move involving a high-profile member of Red Bull. That person is Pierre. Pierre is basically the number 2 guy when it comes to aerodynamics in Red Bull. He is currently the technical director of the team. He got to this position after joining the team back in 2013 and building a lot of important relationships along the way. It's safe to say that he has huge responsibility for how the car looks and works with its aerodynamic surfaces. Watch could be looking for a new challenge in the growing project that Ferrari has. When reporting about this, BBC Sport wrote, "Many people in F1 believe, without proof, that Red Bull's technical director Pierre Watch, effectively Newey's number 2, is already on his way to Italy in the not-too-distant future." Obviously, the same was said about Newey, while he refused to comment on the relationship he has with Horner. He stated that his plans are to stay with the Austrian team if they want to keep him, regardless of what kind of future his teammate will have. We must keep in mind that it's BBC Sport who reported how Horner won't survive the accusations made against him and he'll be removed as team principal before the 2024 season. This is going to be a very difficult thing to do, not just because the investigation is still going on. Firing Horner at this point would only make people talk more about it, all being a big setup from the Austrian brand. Also, because of the success the British man has achieved with the team winning 7 drivers and 6 constructor championships, and leading the team from 2005 onwards, it's definitely not an easy task. If you try to replace such an icon in the team, you might get a lot of angry reactions from the fans and the people inside the team. This is why the team has likely chosen Jonathan Wheatley as the most possible replacement for Horner. The current sporting director of the team joined from Renault back in 2006 and has made a massive impact on their success too. But apart from him, it's believed that the Austrian brand would want to leave the racing part to Oliver Mintzlaff. This is then again another reason to wonder whether or not this is all a massive takeover from the Austrian side of things. The reason why Horner is still holding on tight is because he has support from the side that owns the bigger percentage, the Thai side. With this in mind, the hearing has the potential to ruin Red Bull's perfect start of the season. Their minds would be somewhere else. Not knowing where the future of their team principal and the CEO of the racing part stands, their rivals could very well take advantage of this. On top of that, Red Bull expects a lot of cars on the grid too look exactly like theirs. So with close competition predicted in 2024, this is the last thing the Austrian team needs right now. Do you think Horner will be found guilty of the accusations he's currently facing? Let us know in the comments below. If interested, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.